Good morning, students. Today we are studying a new lesson known as Bahmani Adirshas. This is the second lesson of our history topic. Bahmani Adirshas. Second lesson of our social studies. Second lesson of history part. Bahmani kingdom was an important kingdom which was established in India during the year 1347 CE. Bahmani kingdom was established in India during the year 1347 CE. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah was the founder of this dynasty. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah worked in the army of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah worked in the army of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Later he established his own Bahmani kingdom. The areas of Bahmani kingdom was Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Maharashtra, etc. These were the areas in which Bahmani kingdom flourished. In these areas, Bahmani kingdom really flourished. In the beginning, Kalburgi was the capital of the kingdom. Kalburgi. Later, they established Bidar as their capital. So, Bahmani sultans had two capitals of their own. First one was Kalburgi, next one was Bidar. These were the two capitals of Bahmani sultans. Then, Bahmani kingdom was established at the northern side of Krishna River. Then, Vijayanagar kingdom was established at the south side of Krishna River. So, Bahmani kingdom and Vijayanagar kingdom were two kingdoms which were established in the land of India. Bahmani kingdom and Vijayanagar kingdom, they were two kingdoms which were established in the land of India. For a very long time, South India was under the control of either Vijayanagar kingdom or Bahmani kingdom for a very long time. Then, Tajuddin Firoz Shah was the most important king of this dynasty. Tajuddin Firoz Shah was the most important king of this dynasty. He was the greatest king of Bahmani kingdom. He was a writer. That means Tajuddin Firoz Shah was not an ordinary king. Tajuddin Firoz Shah was not at all an ordinary king. He was a scholar and he was a poet also. He edited the Quran. Tajuddin Firoz Shah edited the holy book of Muslims, the Quran. And he followed the teachings of Quran in his daily life. He followed, he used the teachings of Quran in his daily life. He followed that. And he was a believer of God. And he was tolerant towards all the religions. Tolerance. He developed tolerance towards other religions. What is the meaning of tolerance? That we have to think. Tolerance. Tolerance means giving respect towards other religions are known as tolerance. Tajuddin Firoz Shah That was the greatest speciality of Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Then, he himself was a great writer. Tajuddin Firoz Shah was a great writer. Not only that, he protected so many writers in his palace, his arena. Because of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, so many writers or so many poets developed during his time. They developed during his particular time. Then what happened? He established an observatory in Dawlatabad. Observatory means this was an institution started by Tajuddin Firoz Shah to study about the heavenly bodies. Heavenly bodies means to study about the planets, sun, moon, etc. To study about stars, comets, etc. He established one observatory in Dawlatabad. Dawlatabad during those days was the land of Maharashtra. Then he established a very important city known as Firozshabad. And if you are observing Firozshabad, we will understand one thing. Firozshabad is known as, or Firozshabad is considered as one of the biggest cities which India had ever seen. Firozshabad was made by Tajuddin Firoz Shah. In this city we can see the beauty of or the greatness of Indian architecture can be seen in Firozshabad. The greatness of Indian architecture can be seen in Firozshabad. And in Firozshabad, he made so many buildings of his own. He started so many government departments here in Firozshabad. Then, I already told that he was a man who encouraged religious tolerance. Tajuddin Firoz Shah encouraged religious tolerance. During the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, Bande Nawaz visited his kingdom. Bande Nawaz was a Sufi saint. He was a Muslim saint. And Bande Nawaz was a great scholar also. Bande Nawaz was a great scholar or Pandit also. Bande Nawaz. And Bande Nawaz stayed for some time in the palace of Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Tajuddin Firoz Shah gave enough wealth and money to Bande Nawaz. He gave enough wealth and money to Bande Nawaz. He gave so many villages to Bande Nawaz. Then, during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, so many ports were developed. Port is a place where ships are coming. Tajuddin Firoz Shah developed so many ports. So during the days of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, domestic trade and international trade developed. What is the meaning of domestic trade development? Trade that is developing inside the kingdom is known as domestic trade. For example, if trade is developing inside India, that is known by the name domestic trade. So during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, internal trade or domestic trade really developed. Another one is known as foreign trade. Another one is known as foreign trade. Trade between two countries is known as foreign trade. If India, for example, if India is making trade with Pakistan, that is an example of foreign trade. If America is making trade with China, that is an example of foreign trade. That is an example of foreign trade. If Germany is making trade with France, that is an example of foreign trade. If Bangladesh is making trade with Sri Lanka, that is an example of foreign trade. So, domestic trade means the trade that is developing inside the country. That is domestic trade. Domestic trade is also known as internal trade. Then foreign trade is different. Trade between more than one country. Trade between more than one country is known as foreign trade. Foreign trade developed during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah. He encouraged the development of pork. Not only that, during the days of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, transport system also developed. Transport. Without the development of transport system, it is very difficult for the trade to be developed. So during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, so many foreign countries came to Bahmani Kingdom to purchase items from here. They purchased items and they sold so many items in the land of India. So during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, what happened? During the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, both internal trade and foreign trade began to develop. Muhammad Gawan, the Bahmani Kingdom reached the zenith of its glory during the time of Muhammad Gawan. During the days of Muhammad Gawan, what happened? During the days of Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani Kingdom reached the zenith of its glory. Glory is Mahatma. That means during the time of Muhammad Gawan, the size of Bahmani Kingdom was more. He was the prime minister of the great Bahmani Sultan Muhammad Shah. During the time of Muhammad Gawan, during the days of Muhammad Gawan, so many changes happened inside the Bahmani Kingdom. So many changes happened inside the Bahmani Kingdom. And during the days of Muhammad Gawan, the boundaries of Bahmani Kingdom became too wide and big. He attacked and conquered Hubli, Bengal area and Goa areas from Vijayanagara kings. Hubli, Bengal, Goa areas during those days were under the control of Vijayanagara kings. Those areas were attacked and conquered by Muhammad Gawan from Vijayanagara kings. Then administration inside the kingdom was according to Islamic rules because Muhammad Shah III was the Sultan of Bahmani Kingdom during this time. Muhammad Shah III was the Sultan of Bahmani Kingdom during this time. I already told you several times regarding the meaning or name of Sultan. Sultan means Muslim kings are known as Sultan. So, usually Muhammad Gawan followed Islamic rules. in administration. In the case of Bahmani Sultan's administration, only Islamic rules he followed. And Muhammad Gawan developed revenue department also. Muhammad Gawan really developed revenue department also. Revenue department means that department which is connected with the collection of revenue, money from the land. And Muhammad Gawan started a well-developed postal service also. Muhammad Gawan collected land revenue from the farmers. Muhammad Gawan collected land revenue from the farmers. Simply he was not collecting land revenue from the farmers. He collected land revenue from the farmers according to the fertility of the land. Fertility is paravati. That is, when we are cultivating on some land, sometimes we may get more income, more crops. That is fertile land. But if we are cultivating in some other land, we will get only some crop, unfertile land. So, Muhammad Gawan collected tax. Muhammad Gawan collected tax from the farmers according to the fertility of the land. When the land was more fertile, Muhammad Gawan began to collect more tax from the land. When the land was less fertile, Muhammad Gawan collected less amount of tax from the land. Then Muhammad Gawan was a genius. He was a scholar also. Muhammad Gawan started a madrasa in Bidar. What is the meaning of madrasa Bidar? Madrasa is a place where Muslim children are studying Quran and Arabic. Madrasa. And there he started or gave hostel facility also to the people. Hostel facility. There he gave or there he started hostel facility also. Poor children were given education free there, and they were staying in the hostel only. Poor people, poor children. So, Muhammad Gawan encouraged knowledge of education inside the kingdom. Muhammad Gawan encouraged knowledge of education inside the kingdom. But there were so many enemies for Muhammad Gawan. Or Muhammad Gawan had so many enemies. Muhammad Gawan had so many enemies. They told bad things about Muhammad Gawan to Muhammad Shah III. He was the Sultan. Muhammad Shah believed the words of the enemies. Muhammad Shah killed Muhammad Gawan on the top of Muhammad Gawan. What is the meaning of tomb? Tomb is a place where dead body is buried. That is tomb. On the top of Muhammad Gawan it was written, innocent Gawan was killed. This sentence was written there. Innocent Gawan was killed. This was written there. That means Muhammad Gawan was a very good king. Because of the cheatings of his enemies, Sultan Muhammad Shah killed him. Whatever may be during the days of Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani Kingdom became very wide and big. See children, once more I will repeat the same thing. Once more I will repeat. Today is 28/9/2020. This is 7th class history second lesson, day 1. Then we have studied about Bahmani He was the founder. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah was the founder of this dynasty. Founder means Tabaka. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah was the founder of Bahmani dynasty. He founded or he established this dynasty in the year 1347 CE. Then what is that? Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah worked in the army of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a Delhi Sultan. Muhammad bin Tughlaq was a Delhi Sultan. He worked, Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah worked in the army of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, who was a Delhi Sultan. He was a Delhi Sultan. Then, after some time, Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah established Bahmani kingdom, Bahmani dynasty. What were the states which were included in the Bahmani kingdom? Present Karnataka, present Andhra Pradesh, present Telangana, present Maharashtra were the areas which were included in the Bahmani kingdom during the time of Alauddin Hasan Gangu Baman Shah. In the beginning, Kanpur was the capital of Bahmani kings. In the beginning. Later, they changed the capital to Bidar. Later, Bidar became the capital of whom? Later, Bidar became the capital of Bahmani sultans. Then, at the northern side of Krishna River, Bahmani kingdom was established. We know that Krishna River is one of the important rivers of India. At the northern side of Krishna River, what happened? At the northern side of Krishna River, Bahmani kingdom was established. Bahmani kingdom. And at the southern side of Krishna River, Vijayanagar kingdom was established. So, Vijayanagar kingdom and Bahmani kingdom were the names of two kingdoms which were established both in northern side and in southern side of Krishna River. For a very long time, the history of South India was determined by or decided by Bahmani sultans and Vijayanagar sultans. That means, at the north side of Krishna River, there was Bahmani kingdom. At the south side of Krishna River, there was Vijayanagar. Then we have read about Tajuddin Firoz Shah. We have read about, or we have studied about Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Tajuddin Firoz Shah was the greatest king of Bahmani kingdom, Bahmani dynasty. He was a liberal person. He showed sympathy towards all the people. He was a liberal person, or he showed sympathy towards all the people. He was a believer of God. He edited the Quran. He edited the Quran. And he began to follow everything what was there in the Quran. He himself was a poet. He was a writer. And the palace, in the Aramane of Tajuddin, in the palace of, in the Aramane of Tajuddin, there were so many writers and other people. They lived in the palace of Tajuddin. Because of the encouragement of Tajuddin, so many writers, poets, lived inside the Bahmani kingdom. He started an observatory in Daulatabad. Daulatabad is there in the state of Maharashtra. He started one observatory. What is the meaning of observatory? That you have to think. What is mean by observatory, or what is the meaning of observatory that we have to think? Observatory means it is an institution or organization which was made by Tajuddin to observe heavenly bodies, to observe stars, moon, planets, comets, etc. This was the greatest contribution of Tajuddin Firoz Shah. He made another capital city also. He made an important capital city known as Firozshabad. And if we are watching Firozshabad, we can understand one thing. The beauty of or greatness of Indian architecture can be seen in Firozshabad. What is the meaning of architecture? That we will learn. What is the meaning of architecture? Architecture is the art of making or style of making buildings. So, Firozshabad shows the greatness of Indian architecture which was made by Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Bande Nawaz was a Sufi saint. Bande Nawaz was a Sufi saint, Muslim sannyasi, who visited the palace of Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Tajuddin Firoz Shah gave enough money to Bande Nawaz, and he gave so many villages to him. He gave so many villages to Bande Nawaz. Tajuddin Firoz Shah developed so many ports. Because of the development of port during the time of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, both domestic trade and foreign trade developed. What is the meaning of domestic trade? I have told you. What is the meaning of domestic trade? Domestic trade means the trade that is developing inside the country. Domestic trade. International foreign trade means trade between two countries are known as foreign trade. So, because of Tajuddin Firoz Shah, both domestic trade and foreign trade really developed inside the Babylonian kingdom. Now we have studied Muhammad Gawan. Muhammad Gawan was the prime minister of Muhammad Shah III. Muhammad Gawan was the prime minister of Muhammad Shah III, who was a Bahmani Sultan. So many changes happened inside India during the days of Muhammad Gawan. He attacked and conquered Hubli, Belagavi, Goa areas from Vijayanagar kings. He attacked and conquered Hubli, Belagavi, Goa areas from Vijayanagar kings. And Muhammad Gawan followed a very good or a very strict administration inside the kingdom. The administration style or the style of administration of Muhammad Gawan was according to Islamic rules. He ruled the country according to Islamic rules. Because they were Muslim kings or they were Muslim sultans. Then Muhammad Gawan developed a very good revenue department inside the kingdom. Muhammad Gawan developed a very good revenue department inside the kingdom. A very good revenue department. What is the meaning of revenue department? Revenue department means that department which is connected with the land or land tax collection. So Muhammad Gawan started a very good or a well-developed revenue department inside the kingdom. And not only that, he started postal department also inside the kingdom. He started a very good or a well-developed postal department inside the kingdom he started. Then Muhammad Ghawan collected taxes from the farmers, or Muhammad Ghawan extracted taxes from the farmers. He collected taxes according to the fertility of the land. Fertility means phalam. What is the meaning of fertility that we have to think? Some lands may give more crops if you are cultivating them. They are fertile land. Some land will not give more crops. Some land will not give more crops. They are known as unfertile land. So Muhammad Ghawan collected tax. How he collected? Muhammad Ghawan collected tax according to the fertility of the land. If the land is more fertile, Muhammad Ghawan collected more tax from them. If the land is more fertile. If the land is less fertile, Muhammad Ghawan did not collect more tax. Then Muhammad Ghawan encouraged education also. Muhammad Ghawan worked hard. Muhammad Ghawan worked hard for the development of education system or education inside the kingdom. Muhammad Ghawan worked hard for the development of education inside the kingdom. In the land of Bida, Muhammad Ghawan started a madrasa. What is the meaning or what is the use of madrasa? I have told you madrasa. What is the meaning of madrasa? Madrasa is a place where Muslim children are studying Quran and Arabic. There is madrasa. In the land of Bida, Muhammad Ghawan started a madrasa. In the land of Bida. Muhammad Ghawan started a madrasa. In that madrasa, poor Muslim children were allowed to live in the hostel. Food and accommodation were free in the madrasa. Food and accommodations were free in the madrasa. So, for the development of education, Muhammad Ghawan contributed a lot in the land of Babari kingdom. But there were so many enemies for Muhammad Ghawan. Muhammad Ghawan was not the Sultan. Muhammad Shah III was Sultan. Muhammad Ghawan was only a prime minister. People became angry with Muhammad Ghawan. They developed jealousy with Muhammad Ghawan. Jealousy in Kannada means pottage. Asuya, pottage. People began to develop pottage or jealousy with Muhammad Ghawan. They told so many bad things to Muhammad Shah III, who was a Sultan. Muhammad Shah III believed all those things. Muhammad Shah III believed all those things. Then Muhammad Shah III became very angry. Muhammad Shah III arrested Muhammad Ghawan. Muhammad Shah III arrested Muhammad Ghawan and he killed him. On the tomb of Muhammad Ghawan, it is written. What is written? Innocent Ghawan was killed. That is written on the tomb of Muhammad Ghawan. That means Muhammad Ghawan was innocent. Muhammad Ghawan was innocent. Since Muhammad Ghawan was innocent, people began to play against him. And Muhammad Shah III, the Sultan, made one mistake. Without clarifying the opinion of the enemies, Muhammad Shah III believed the words of Muhammad Gawai. This is about Muhammad Gawai. Dear children, I think you are able to follow today's video. I think that you are able to understand today's video. If you do have doubts, you please call me. Thank you.